Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday to you guys. Welcome to Marriage Talk, a Q&A with Tim and Allie, part two. Part two.
Part two. Good morning, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up, getting my coffee in my system. Clearly, you could tell my husband is a morning person. I'm not.
Uh, I'm probably less of a morning person as I've gotten older. So I think both of us have been struggling to get out of bed these days. So for, for sure. But we thank you guys for coming back, kicking it with us as we have our coffee on a Saturday morning here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, baby, this is yours.
Oh, yeah. So sorry. So once again, we thank you guys for just joining us here on this Saturday morning. We just kicking it, having a good time. We got a lot of great comments and a lot of different requests from the first live that we did about 2 weeks ago. And so coming back, just want you to definitely enjoy the conversation and also join the conversation by commenting below. And if you want to know anything, have any questions marriage-wise, we've been married for almost a year, but God has allowed us to use our platform to really spread love, spread great vibes about marriage, and just really do life together. Sure. So we're excited.
Ooh, I'm nervous about these questions.
What you nervous about?
Oh no, people be asking some deep stuff.
They do. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone is going off. Anyway, so we about to dive into these questions because we're gonna see what's in the cooker today. All right.
Hey, Shara.
What's up, Shara? How are you? All right. So we got our first question. If there was one thing about your spouse that you would change, what would it be? If there was one thing that you could change about me, baby, what would it be?
I'm gonna let you go first. Tag your head this time.
There was one thing about you that I would change. It's actually kind of funny. Your lack of attentiveness when we are out together. Okay, so my wife is the type that if we're out together, she does not have a care in the world. She will stay on her phone in the middle of traffic if you let her, because she's comfortable, I guess, but at the same time, her lack of awareness is out the window at that point. And so I'm like, sometimes I'm like, baby, I need an answer on something, or baby, what we gonna order, or baby, can you send me the VIN number information, or whatever. But she'll sometimes, with me being around, she just forgets everything. So it's kind of funny.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, baby. That's probably never gonna change. It is a security thing. And I know I'm not the only one. I see all the TikToks. You remember I sent you one?
Yeah.
Where the girl was like at the airport and she was like, I don't gotta think about nothing. Another lady was like, she didn't even know her man had a sunroof in the car. That's the luxury of being married and having a husband that you feel secure with. So your fault.
My fault.
Your fault.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll take that. So what about you, Mrs. Nicholas? What is one thing that you would change about me?
I don't know. That's difficult because I kind of like everything. See, I told you they'd be asking some hard questions. I don't know, baby. We probably got to come back to that one.
There's something for her to change. I'm pretty sure. Nah, but for real, we're gonna get to the next one, y'all. How do you think your marriage has changed after being married for 1 year? How do you think your marriage has changed after being married for 1 year? Well, I guess how our relationship probably has changed from the transition from like dating to engagement to marriage. I would think just throughout the course of this past year, like our relationship has changed. I think we've gotten closer. I think we've experienced life. We've experienced ups and downs. We have experienced growth, so much growth, even in the amount of time that we've been together. We both are just committed to making it work. So I think the biggest thing that's changed is just, I think, our resilience overall, just because now we're coming from a different place where we were single and we were able to do life and things would happen, or good, bad, and different things would happen in our lives. Being single individuals, we know how to navigate through those things on our own. But now having to navigate life, through the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys, and everything together, that's like something that, you really get tested. And I think we're passing the test with flying colors.
Yes, I agree with that. You said the word together. That has been like the biggest shift in the relationship for me. I was so used to doing everything alone, like that mindset of just shifting and learning how to submit and feel safe and protected and take somebody else's like feedback and compromise and just um that shift for me was different and has been the biggest shift in the relationship, just calming down and even accepting that protection and love. And when somebody is saying you doing too much, the gentle correction was something different, for me to learn. So that was the biggest shift in a relationship for me, the togetherness, the the teamwork, the reminders of I'm in your corner and we on the same team was a nice shift. A good shift, but like a big shift for me. So I appreciate that, baby.
Absolutely. You're all right. You cool. You cool.
Oh, I could answer that question now. What I would change. Um the snacking and you leaving stuff everywhere, specifically candy. Like I have to go back and think about what upsets me and what's the thing that I have complained about the most. Tim eat a whole bunch of gummy something like sour gummies, gummy worms, gummy bears, the little packs that you could buy from the gas station, and he leave them open everywhere. One time I
Don't
was
go
just
there.
cleaning
Don't go there.
and I found like a half-eaten pack in between the couch, and he tried to blame it on the kids, but I know for a fact it was him. Y'all, I went around taking pictures of like open gummy bags, like pictures, and sending it to my husband in a collage to show him this was a problem. So that's the one thing that I would change. And sometimes it be chips and like it be something I really be wanting to eat the next day. Like I be thinking about it in my sleep, and my husband left it on the table, just out, sitting there, like still in the bag. And so that's what I would change. Him not putting up food.
You sound like a fat kid because everything that you just said you don't like about me has to do with food.
You know,
It has to do with food.
that's my love language.
Yeah, but still,
Mm-hmm.
we talking about food. That's really what gets you out of the way.
Yes, you just leave it everywhere.
Hey, we got a couple of comments we're gonna reply back to. So, Lanisha, how are you this morning? You said we need the gummy picks. So you
Could
need.
definitely upload those.
Oh my god!
I had one, y'all. It was in a spotlight. Like you remember the one? It was black in the back, and then it was just in
Oh
the
yeah.
counter when you opened it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty funny. Okay. All right. Well, we got some more comments. It looks like some people were saying, good morning. Come on, transparency from Kayla. Good morning, Kayla. Uh Miss Candy, excuse me, shifting from being a single mother, especially. So yeah,
Oh
that's the
yes,
transition.
that was a nice transition. Went too hard though, because the kids love Tim. Like sometimes more than they love me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't take in Carter and Caroline, and Lisa for that matter.
Yeah,
I'm the
okay.
cool parent. They all say, you know.
I got the little kids in the chokehold though.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
do. So essentially, my biological kids are no longer mine, they're hers, and then her biological kids are no longer hers, they're mine. So
exactly.
that's how it is. Courtney says, hi, just snacks. We actually do that. We have a whole, listen, so y'all know we got a bunch of kids. We Black Brady bunching over here. So we had to like hide all of our snacks because the kids would always eat them. We had to put them in the closet in this little bin with like the sandwich bags and stuff, so that if they ever needed some snacks or we wanted some snacks, we had them already like evenly proportioned out, so that you're not just eating everything just because it's there. Now, we were all kids and did the same thing.
Ooh.
But
now our kids were. Carter sat down and ate a whole bag of just plain tortilla chips. Remember, because we didn't have no tortilla chips for the nacho cheese in there. That's
and he still was killing the chips. It's just crazy.
It
these kids eat too much, man, and inflation ain't making it any better. So now we got to hold on to it as much as possible. Man,
everybody in the house trying to steal my little gingerbread man I recently bought. That thing's good though.
They are pretty good. All right, we're gonna get to the next question, y'all. All right, so it says, what's the longest time you've gone without seeing each other? What is the longest time that we have gone without seeing each other? So ever since we started dating back July of last year, we probably have spent a grand total of, like, the longest probably was like 4 days.
When I went to Oklahoma, probably
5 days. So
okay, 5 days.
5 days. Mm-hmm. She won't let me out of her sight, y'all. Like, at all. At all.
I know you don't. You're not gonna try to act like you don't be trying to rush back home too.
What you talking about? Oh, well, that is true. I do be rushing back.
Okay.
So, however, she be sad for days.
I be sad. I be missing my husband.
I'm missing you too.
And my kids. And my dog.
We be missing you too.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, how quiet the house is.
I cannot believe you said I'm the loudest one in the house. That is what he said when I came back home. Like, it's been so quiet here. Everybody's been off to their respective places.
Had the kids well behaved while she was gone.
So what does that mean?
Hey, you the one that colors the house the most. That's the closest thing I'll say to it.
I like the word colors.
Yeah. That's what I'll say.
I get it popping.
You do. So it says, so Nakia is saying, gotta share, and family meals like soul food is good. Has to be mutual with a little time away, excuse me. Okay, yeah. Absolutely. And we got some good ones coming through. All right, so we got another one. How does a man's life change after marriage? Same question for Ally. So, wow, it's no one. It sounds like this brother wants to get married at some point, but he want to know what's the transition like? What makes it so good to be married be married and everything like that, I guess. I mean, as far as change, you just you have someone that you have to do life with, and in some regards, you have someone you have to answer to. But it's not in a way where that person is controlling. It's just a matter of respect. So, prime example, if I know that I'm gone all day, I got to work. One thing I love to do is call my wife and tell her I'm on my way home. I'm on my way home so that she just knows I'm keeping her in the loop. It's just a respect thing. And that's one thing that I do. But at the same time, I think like it's not about necessarily control. It's about respect for me when it comes to that aspect. So also what changes, there's multiple things that change, after marriage. I mean, you two becoming one, that doesn't automatically happen. It's something you got to work at each and every day. It's just because y'all married, you still have two different opinions. You still have two different perspectives. You may disagree on things, but it's about blending those things and living in harmony to, create a loving, safe, and enjoyable environment. So those are the things that you just got to care about the other person. You have to be very selfless. Um, I tend to think I serve my wife, so that has definitely been a huge change. But as I'm serving her, she's loving me in the ways that I need, and so it's very reciprocal with the right person. So I don't look at it as I'm serving my wife like from a place of I have to do this. No, I want to. I enjoy it. And then the added benefit is that like the reciprocal love is in place. But if I see her happy, I'm good. Simple as that for me. So those are some of the ways that a man's life changes. You just gotta just care for her, just like you love yourself and care for yourself.
That was some good stuff, baby. I should have went first.
that was the lick back for our vows. Man, she spent 4 minutes digging into my soul while we were speaking those vows, and I was like, I don't even know if I can match that. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna match that, and I didn't. It was beautiful.
Yours were touching too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, baby.
Thank you, baby.
We got to go back and watch those next month.
Yeah, we do.
Whew. Okay, what was the question again?
How does a woman's life change after marriage?
Whew. How does a woman's life change after marriage? Can't speak for every woman, but for me, my priorities have to shift. Like work and kids had always come first for me. And of course I had like my friends that I could just up and run to when I wanted to. I mean, I could go out and didn't have to communicate with anybody about it. The learning how to check in, like he said again, and not, and I never felt this way, but acknowledging that it's not control, but it is somebody that just cares about you. Even the communication about sharing the location, like it's not control, it's more of safety. And I need to know where you're at so I could come get you if something happens. Like, the word communication, learning how to communicate better and in different ways too, not expecting my partner to be to understand all the time the way that I communicate, but being willing to say things in a different way, or further explain things, because that was hard for me. Like I'm used to saying something once, and if you don't get it, then that's on you. But Tim has taught me, Allie, that's not okay. And in that, the last thing for me was the reflection piece. Like you have somebody that you're doing life with every day, that you're living with every day, that sees your habits, the good days, the bad days, like having to accept that constructive criticism when they saying, hey, you messing up. Like I see you. This is something you're doing. This is not okay. And I wasn't used to having that because I was living by myself for a long time, okay? Like what I wanted to do was what I wanted to do. But I love it because I know it comes from a good place. And that's the important too. Like the importance is coming from a healthy place. So that makes me value those changes and not be, upset about it. Like I have to change this or I have to work on this. Like, no, I'm growing. That feels good. So,
yeah. And it's reciprocal even in that aspect. It's not also about reciprocal love. It's about reciprocal gentle correction too. And you provide that to me all the time. Like whenever you tell me something that if I'm messing up or make a mistake, you don't make me feel ashamed. And I think that's the thing, is that when we share those things, it's not from a place of shame. it's a plate from a place of I want to see you do better because I know you can do better. You, but at the end of the day, the choice is still in your court. The ball is in your court, and that's pretty much what we tell each other. Like, listen, I see this. We know you can do better, but the ball is in your court at the end of the day. And I think the fact that we both care so much is easy. You know what I mean? So I think it's beautiful for sure.
Me too.
So we got a few comments. So
Got a lot of comments.
a lot of stuff. We're gonna start right here with this one. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Speaking of the right person, describe the moment that each of you knew this is it.
Mm.
I'm gonna let you go first on that one.
When I knew this was it, when he provided that ring. No, I'm just playing.
That's when you knew.
This is it. I'm just playing.
That's when you knew.
No, it was so many things. For one, the friends thing. When I was telling you that my friend had a store right next to your dry cleaners, and you went over there and introduced yourself without me ever, doing the introduction, I was like, okay, just throw yourself into the lion's den. Then when you purposely went to go talk to, like, not the most complicated, but like the most craziest friend I have, and just chopped it up with her, and she said she liked you. That was major. Um, Confirmation, though, is when we talked about God, and this was what one of my uh, church brothers had told me a long time ago. Is before you make a decision, ask a man who leads him. Like, that's so important. Mm-hmm. Like, just randomly one day, look at him and ask him, like, who leads you, and see what his answer was. And so, some men would be like, well, my dad, he taught me everything I know. And I mean, that's okay, but that wasn't it for me either. When I asked you that question, you said God, and that was confirmation to what one of my brothers told me that I really trusted, in addition to so many other things. But like, that's when I just knew that this was it. Like, this was something that I wanted to work on, because baby, if you get your confirmation from God, I'm definitely following. That was a comfortability, again, in addition to so many other things that you had shown me. But that's when I knew. And so when you popped the question, I had no issues with saying yes, because I felt comfortable, not even just with you leading me, but with me leading my kids too. You had shown me that you was going to pray. We had went to church a million times together at that point. Like, your word matched up with your walk. Your answer matched your walk. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It means a lot. It really does. Wow. When did I know that this is it? There were so many different things that made me know this is it. And I would say one thing was, remember that week that we, after you had said you wanted to get to know me a little bit more. And I just remember all those conversations. Every single conversation led me to knowing that what I already had kind of suspected when I first met her, because I had fell head over heels when I first met her. But just out of fear, I wasn't even gonna put myself out there. But when we had those conversations on just how important our relationship with God is, when we talked about our kids and how you raised your kids and how I raised my kids and how much you loved them, like the love that you have for them, the way that you discipline them, the way that you teach them things, uh, and then just your overall values, and already knowing you even moderately prior to that, and knowing that your words already aligned with your actions. I knew in those conversations. So when we made it official, I was like, man, I'm all yours. Like that was literally on our first date. I told her, I was like, I'm all yours.
I got it on the video.
Yeah, she got it on video. And she's like, all right, baby, like, I guess you ain't going nowhere anymore. I got video evidence that says that you said this. And I was like, it's cool. Like, it was no hesitation at that point. So I knew very early on she was going to be my wife. I knew that I was being led by God this time when I had made mistakes on allowing people into my space prematurely before I had a chance to heal from previous relationships and my divorce. And so with her, it was totally different. So it was a blessing. It definitely was a blessing. That was one of the things that made me say that this is it. It just laid that foundation for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait until we get off this live.
Oh. What you got planned for this?
Somebody asked, what's the age difference?
We have a 6-year age difference. I am 37 and my beautiful wife is 31.
31. Yes, I cannot believe I'm about to be 32 in April.
And we both are April babies, so we share our birthday months together.
Okay. What's the next question? Y'all be all in our business.
We got a few more comments. Nikisha, what's going on, Nikisha? You said thank you for sharing. No problem. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Peter, what's good, man? What's up? How you doing, man? Good morning. Miss Felicia, good morning, Miss Felicia.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Peter has a comment and says, I can answer the first one. A man gets more purpose after marriage. A wife and a family give him a reason to battle the challenges of life. They give him a reason to wake up and try. It wakes something up in him he didn't realize, kinder and more understanding in some ways. A man evolves into a better version of himself.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's real dope, Pete. I fully agree. Definitely, I had purpose before Ally came, but my purpose was actually starting to like the vision, and not only the vision, but the purpose started to take off once Ally was in my life from a marital aspect, and gave me huge purpose beyond anything that I could ever think or imagine. Also, it also wakes me up to a new level of self-awareness every day. So I'm a way softer dude than I've ever been in my life. So I agree with you there, Peter. So thank you for that. Thank you. Miss Lanisha says, sis, preach. BB Belinda, good morning. Good to see you on. Good to see you on, sis. Shandella, good morning. Good morning. She said, hi, sister.
Hey.
Miss Angela, good morning. And congratulations on your new marriage as well.
Oh, good morning. Congrats.
Yes. Well said. So thank you, sister. Appreciate you. So it's definitely keep coming in, keep chiming in. It's been real dope with you guys. We got a few more questions we're gonna really muscle through, and then we're gonna keep it going. All right. So, do you believe marriage is outdated? Do you believe marriage is outdated?
Heck no. I think the perception of marriage, I have a friend that often when we talk, she'd be like, I don't want to cook or be responsible for no man. I have to do this. And I'm like, girl, that's not what it is. Like you have somebody that you're building with. We see people talk about sex that's not married all the time. Baby, I'm been waiting on this all my life to be able to openly say I'm having sex with somebody. And that's like my person. So to not even give off the perception that it becomes boring or it has to be, I can't explain it. Just so Christian like, like we pray before, like
What? Pray before.
like marriage is fun. It's your best friend. It's work, but it's fun. Definitely not outdated. Like me and Tim do the most ridiculous things together. We have the most craziest conversation. It's just about a comfortability and what you put in.
I would agree. It's fun. It's never gonna be outdated. It's just what you make it, and you can't succumb to the culture saying that it's not fun or it's outdated or you should, you know, do common law marriage. I don't think none of that is necessary. I just think marriage is what you make it. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna make it fun, make it fun, make it adventurous. You're just doing life with somebody that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. So color however you want to color your life. That's how I see it. What's going on?
So many women nowadays have a lot of partners. It's unbalanced. So many men have a lot of partners nowadays. It's unbalanced. To be out there slinging it either way is unbalanced.
Yeah, that's true. Miss Angela, marriage is what you make it. There is nothing like spending your life with someone you love. It's worth the work.
It is.
Very true. Very, very true. All right. Here's an interesting question. What advice do you have for people who are going through a divorce?
You want me to go first or you go first?
I can go first on this one.
Okay.
We both been divorced, so we both can speak on this. From my point of view, if you're going through a divorce, take your time to heal, please. Please take your time to heal. That is the cardinal sin that I created, which was not taking enough time to heal. Take the time to heal, please, because if not, you're going to put all of that, the negativity, the pain, the trauma that you suffer, you're going to put that on someone else unfairly. I would say get the healing and enjoy your singleness. Enjoy that time to where you don't have to answer to someone or you don't have to necessarily get in immediate companionship. You can just be with yourself. Learn to be with yourself. You're going to be with yourself the rest of your life. So how do you navigate through being alone? And enjoy life. Travel. Do things that you love to do. Do the things that you probably weren't able to do when you were previously married. Maybe there were some restrictions and then now you're able to do some things. And that's the main thing. Nakia says temptation is the worst in that aspect. If you're talking about when it comes to it being single, absolutely. When you have gone through that, when you've had that companionship for years and then you're alone, there's temptation out there. So those are just some of the things that I would say.
Yes. I agree with the taking the time to heal. Me personally, that would have prevented a lot of situation and additional emotional distress that I added on, like just over the years of dating. The other thing that I would add on to that is just learn how to have platonic relationships, like with the opposite sex, either. You learn so much um, from the opposite sex when you're not worried about somebody sexually or what they could offer you. Like, just have conversations. I've had a couple relationships with the opposite sex during my singleness that taught me so much. I mean, that were beneficial, that helped me grow as a person. And they were willing to be honest with me, like, Allie, you will never be successful in a relationship if you don't take care of A, B, and C. So just learn to have those genuine relationships. Again, heal. Me and Tim were both in counseling well before we had ever gotten together. And, I had needed that for a long time. I got an opportunity to travel a little bit with one of my best friends. So I agree with that aspect. And even in the loneliness, I don't know, you just read a book, journal, like go try something you would never try before, because once you get into a marriage, you still get an opportunity to do those things. It's just you have to maneuver different. Like you don't have that freedom when you're in that singleness. I mean, join clubs. It's so many things you could do. Work on being the person that you want to attract. Like already do things that you would like for you and your partner to do together. That was one big thing for me. I was already kind of staying active and hitting the gym. I had a personal trainer at one point, so I was already working out. To be with somebody that works out consistently more than I do was great. Like I was already developing a relationship with God. I was already in counseling. Be the person that you want to attract. Work on becoming that before you jump into something else. Don't carry that brokenness into the next relationship, because God don't bless no mess for one. And, you know, that's more trauma on a person. That's more stuff to work through.
Yeah. I love what you said about um, like doing different activities and things that you wouldn't normally do. And that brought me back to when I had finally just made a decision to heal. One of the first things I did was I had always wanted to do, like, this may sound a little uncommon, but I used to want to like do ballroom dancing. I wanted to do like line dancing and all those things. And so I joined a dancing group, or I started taking like classes for Chicago two-step and the Art of Motion. So shout out to the Art of Motion, Jerry Palmer, Roz, love y'all. We definitely need to come back and see y'all. But nonetheless, it was something where I was able to have a new hobby. I was able to do something and enjoy something. And that was very therapeutic during my transition. And so you get to find yourself and enjoy different things in life if you get to give yourself that opportunity. Don't just jump into something and then be bogged down by just the companionship of a relationship. Do those things that you really probably never had an opportunity to do. So,
Yeah. Love comes at the times where you don't expect it.
yeah, definitely. Nakia also said some of this generation do break single men down with dysfunctional families. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Definitely. Definitely. Miss Angela says, allow yourself the time to grieve the loss. I was a widow and my now husband was divorced. We both share how the loss affected our lives and the lessons we learned from the loss. Definitely.
I know that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, especially, grieving. You have to grieve that loss. And it may come in the form of death. It may come in the form of divorce. But like, it's the death of something. It's the end of something.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to grasp it, get through it.
It's nothing to rush through.
Yeah. And everybody's timeline is different. So don't ever let anybody speed your timeline up if you're not ready.
That's true.
It's good, y'all. Well, we definitely are appreciating the comments from both lives, it looks like. So it's definitely dope. So we're going to keep it going. We got a couple more questions we're going to skate through. All right. How would you define love and what does it look like to you? So this is on you first.
Woo, how do you define love and what does it look like to you? So many serious questions. Hey, we ain't got no funny
Y'all,
ones.
y'all want, yeah, man, we got people out here. It's the holidays. People want to find love.
All in they feel it's cuffing
It's cuffing
season.
season, y'all. So that's why these serious questions, they trying to catch a wider net, baby.
Um, define love. You go first.
How would you define love and what does it look like to you? To me, love is action. It's more than a feeling.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay.
It's action. It's reciprocity. It's respect. Um, it's sacrifice. So it's unconditional. So loving me regardless of what I've done, what you've done, that's what it is. So those are just a few things.
Dang, you took all the good answers. I agree with everything you just said.
Holy, wait a minute. Somebody said, "Holy smokes, this dude looks like Predator." I look like a predator.
No, they talking about Alien versus Predator, baby. Don't get beat up.
Somebody's rude.
um. Oh, somebody asked a question over here. Is it okay to have platonic friends of the opposite sex after marriage, or did y'all get rid of them? Ooh, I don't have any male friends. When we first started dating, I had one male friend, and I told him we couldn't be friends no more. That wasn't anything that Tim told me to do. It just wasn't that serious for me, especially since I have so many female friends. I mean, like a lot to kick it with. For my spouse, the only thing that I had asked as far as those boundaries, because Tim has a lot of friends everywhere. um, it can't be nobody that you've been intimate with or that you cross boundaries with or that won't respect the boundaries that we have in our marriage that we've established between each other. Outside of that, I trust my husband, and I mean, he communicates well in this area. If something was off, if something was uncomfortable, and then we discuss how to deal with it from that point. But um relationships, yeah, he's cut some off.
Definitely cut some off. Definitely. I totally agree, number one. And it's all about boundaries. So like she said, I do have platonic female friends. They all know Allie and they all love Allie. Like Shawana, Francis, and these are women that I've worked with and they've been married for 20, 30 years. We have relationships to where we double date, triple date. We've gone out together and they make Allie feel a part of the family. And that's how
Yeah.
it should be. Like they love Allie. And if she ever were to come to me and say, you know, I'm uncomfortable with those relationships, I would cut it off. Simple as that. Because that's the respect that she deserves. So if she feels like something would be off, I would take that. And so that's the communication. And it's my duty and responsibility to communicate if I feel anything is off. So it's just a respect thing more than anything. And she's more than welcome to have platonic male friends. We had this conversation recently, just knowing that for me, I trust my wife. So no jealousy or anything like that. It's always business from a platonic aspect with my wife. She don't play that. So
At all.
at all. So had those connections with people of the opposite sex because that's fine. That's fine to have it because we all need each other in some way. It's not just doing business with just women, not just doing business like it shouldn't be like that. But we should also be we should be wise. We should also have a level of discernment on who we allow in our space. That's what we need to do. But nah, I trust my wife, so we good from that aspect.
Yeah, the only person that we have to hold accountable.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, "Are you two in a relationship, and how long? If so, why are you on? Why are you even on here if you don't know?" I'm just kidding. I'm playing. We are married.
Okay, what's the next question?
What's the next one? Share some advice on things that can help maintain a healthy relationship. What you got?
Um, if you're married, definitely your marriage comes first above all things. Like communicate when things feel off, when I don't know, you're struggling in an area, just don't hesitate and put the marriage first. That means in-house date nights. We actually talked about having one tonight. That means establishing quality time. And sometimes, as hard as it is, putting them kids, on the back burner, like putting them to bed early or something. Do what you have to do. Um, Grow together. Pray, read, plan, build, like make sure that you're on the same page and y'all are not headed in opposite directions. Another thing that Tim has taught me is connection is so important, and that means so much more outside of physical. That's making sure like I don't feel alone in situations. That's making sure that your partner feels seen. So that's my advice on how to maintain a healthy relationship.
That's good. Um, Maintaining a healthy relationship, I guess for me is just making sure that I continue to check myself, check myself, check my flesh, and make sure that I'm sacrificing, you know, my flesh for the greater good, which is my wife. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like I try to maintain the fact that it's we and not me. Um, so in all things, have a conversation, over communicate if necessary. Um, I think also studying her. I mean, I think that also I think that maintains a healthy part of us because she doesn't have to feel like she's alone. She doesn't feel like she's unseen. So I try to study her so that if I see a need, I'm on it quick. So just like being that, it really kind of being that help. So those are some of the things I would do. So, Paul wrote back, "Nah, bro, are you still friends with any of your exes or intimate partners?" My apologies on that, Paul. My apologies. um, are we still friends with any of our exes or no, we're not. We co-parent with our exes, with our ex-husband and wife,
Very well.
respectively, very well. Um, so even from that aspect, it's friendly and cordial. But anybody else, no. It's just we do not have those. That's just a boundary that we put up. So
There's two comments right here. Hey, Allie, this is beautiful, but where did you get your welcome to court behind you?
Kirkland's. Wow.
Ah, you funny, Lily. Kirkland's. That's where we got it. How many kids do y'all currently have, and do you want to grow your family more? We get this question so often. Um, we got a lot of kids. There's 7 kids. And do we want to have more kids?
Yes. Yes. Emphatically, yes. We're going to do this thing one more time, most likely, at some point. My wife has a PhD to get. We got a few things to knock out. and we'll see. Prayerfully, we'll see. But that is something that we're praying through, for sure.
Can have a masterclass for single anticipated marriage.
Sure, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. A masterclass for singles anticipating marriage. We'll see it. We'll see if God uses us in that way.
Yeah, we could have a lot of lessons learned in that area.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, overall, that was we on our final thoughts. This has definitely been a great time. Just answering your questions and just being interactive with you guys has been so fun. So thank you for allowing us to be in your space on a Saturday morning, enjoying the time and everything. And thank you, baby, for being on.
Thank you for having me. It's been nice to talk to you. Yeah.
But no, thank you guys. You got anything?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, well then no, I don't have nothing. It's Saturday, y'all.
Yeah, we still waking up. We still have our coffee in hand. So
yeah, Tim bought the breakfast stuff last night. Talking about I bought some stuff so that one of us could cook breakfast.
I mean, I threw myself out there just in case.
Just in case.
So you liked it. It's turkey bacon, y'all. I'm not good with making turkey bacon. I already think it's like it tastes like flavored tires. So I let her lead with making the bacon.
I'm trying to keep you healthy, baby.
I appreciate it, but give me some pork bacon every now and again.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. It's been a great time. Have a blessed weekend, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.